Welcome to my December 2023 update on the latest current account news and offers. I've got things to tell you about with Monzo, with Metro, with Revolut and more. But we'll start off with the latest switching deals, and there have been no new ones since my last update, or since the last video. I told you about the Barclays offer that's been and gone, but the ones that are still standing are the nationwide £200 switching deal. Don't forget, that's not just for your solo account, also for a joint account. So if you're a couple, there's a potential for £600 there. There's a first direct £175 switching deal. That one, if you go via a cashback site, could be worth an extra 40 quid on top. And there is the cooperative bank refer a friend offer, 125 quid if someone shares with you their account details and you switch from another bank into Co-op. There is also that Barclays Premier switching deal where you need to have the Avios rewards added on. And if you swap the points that you get into Nectar points, then it's worth about 160 quid, something like that. But they are the four offers right now. There's information about all of those over at becleverwithyourcash.com. So head over there to find out how to take part in them, or you can watch some of the videos already on the channel that detail you them. What else about? Let's talk about an offer now, a change in an offer. I told you last month before the end of October, I said, look, if you're looking to get that Club Lloyds account and looking to get the free Disney Plus, to try and do it before the 1st November, because on the 1st November, Disney Plus changed its tiers and changed its prices. And my fear was, at the moment, well, prior to that, you could get one price, $7.99 a month. That was all there was. My fear was that when the new deal came round, you'd stick at that one, but you wouldn't get the advantages of the higher tier, which the existing customers rolled onto. I was half right. Lloyds did change the terms of the freebie that you get with a Club Lloyds account on the 1st of November, but it didn't go for the kind of the mid-range standard Disney Plus. It went for the lowest option, the Disney Plus with adverts, which normally costs $4.99 a month. So you're losing yourself the equivalent of 3 quid every month by using the option. But probably more annoying, I think, is that there's no option via Club Lloyds with the Disney Plus with ads to change your membership. So you can't get that bit for free and then top it up and get a higher level. You're stuck with that one for the whole year. Other downsides, not only do you have to watch adverts, you also can't download it. You get slightly lower picture quality. So all in, it's no longer such a great incentive to get that account. I still think the Club Lloyds freebies are worth getting. It's not much effort to do it. But maybe instead of Disney Plus, you might be looking instead at those 6 free cinema tickets or the free magazine subscription as an alternative. Now, this isn't just for new customers. This is when you come to renew your lifestyle benefit. Every 12 months, you have to kind of say if you want to change what you've got or go for something else. If you currently have Disney Plus, when that initial 12 months is up, then the Disney Plus offer will be that lower tier. So make sure if you don't want to keep it on that, that you do make that change. Another new offering is from Monzo. I did tell you about this last month, that they were trialing a cashback feature on their app, on their accounts, similar to the kind of cashback you get with most current accounts on specific retailers. Well, they've gone further than that. The trial has now been made a permanent feature of the app. So if you have a Monzo account, you can go into the app and you can activate your cashback and start earning on it. You do have to select, if a retailer's there, you have to add it on, then spend with your Monzo card for it to apply to your account. The actual retailers aren't too bad. There's more brand names, more names you're going to use on a regular basis than the equivalent offers at Halifax or Barclays or whoever it might be. So I was actually quite impressed. And over the Black Friday weekend, I actually used it at Boots. I think it wasn't a huge amount, maybe only 4%, but still used it at Boots. And I also got 10% on LNER. Yes, I know LNER is available on pretty much all of these different cashback offers, but I used it on Monzo because it was quite easy to use. I could just click through and pay on Apple Pay from the LNER app. I've seen Asda on there. I've seen a number of different places. So it's a pretty decent one. So do check that out if you have a Monzo account. I've got a whole article over at becleverwithyourcash.com which takes you into a bit more detail about how it all comes together. Sticking with Monzo, they sent an email out to customers just this week about changes to their current account. And when you see that heading in the inbox, you go, oh no, what's going on here? But surprisingly, it was actually some generally good news. 3 things are changing. One of them is in the new year, they are going to be adding in the ability to scan a check and pay it in straight into the bank via your app, which, to be fair, most of the other big banks are doing this now. So Monzo is one of the handful of outliers not doing it. Obviously, that's going to come in when it does come in. I imagine January, but if it's later, I'll let you know these updates. And I've probably got a check to try it with. Who actually gets checks very often? But on those rare occasions you do get one, this is a nice little extra to have. They're also increasing the free ATM withdrawals on the basic Monzo account from 250 quid every 30 days to £400 cash every 30 days. That's both for the UK and in the European Economic Area. So basically in Europe, you'll be able to get more money out. That's particularly going to be useful when you're on holiday and if you do need to get some money out. Again, that is only the UK and Europe. Elsewhere in the world, there will be different limits in place. And the last change that's coming in with Monzo is not necessarily a big one here because I don't think it's going to affect many people, but there's going to be a 1% charge applied to any foreign currencies paid into your Monzo account. Now, most banks will do this anyway. It's very rare to have one that doesn't. That's going to be up to £1,000 transactions when this money comes in. But again, most people, I don't think that's going to be an issue for particularly. Now, talking of emails from banks, a number of you were concerned when Revolut sent an email saying that they were going to be changing the charges for using the debit card for adding money. Now, this was like some people thinking, hang on, I use Revolut every single month for that Halifax Rewards hack, where as long as you spend £500 on your debit card every single month, as well as add £1,500 into the account. As long as you do those two things, you'll get a £5 reward or a free cinema ticket. And for a lot of people, that Revolut, including myself, is the great way around it. So the concern that this new charge is coming in would impact it. Fortunately, they won't, because this is about when you use your Revolut account itself to transfer money to a card, which is going to be, again, not many people doing this. There will be a charge for doing this. What we're talking about with a Revolut hack is using your Halifax debit card to add money to your Revolut account. So again, nothing to worry about there too much. And when we're talking about Halifax, and we've been talking about cashback, something I noticed that's worth sharing with you as well is that some of the offers they have in the cashback offers that you see in the Halifax app, and I assume it'll be the same for Lloyds, require you to click a link. It's not the same. Normally, you just activate the offer and spend with your debit card. These ones require you to go via a link. So just be wary of that. If you see something, just always check. This is true for any of these offers. American Express, sometimes those offers are limited to hotel ones, only particular hotels, not the whole chain. Always just double check, read the details within that offer to ensure that you're not going to be sort of missing out when you think you can get some money back. Now, you might have noticed that HSBC's app went down for a full 24 hours just last week. It went down on the Friday morning and didn't come back available to everyone until the Saturday morning. This is obviously not just frustrating, for sometimes it can be quite problematic for people. You need to pay for something, you can't because you can't get into your app to transfer the money or whatever it might be. And every time one of these app downtimes happen, it's not a huge amount, but they definitely happen every couple of months. I always use it as an opportunity to remind you that it's really, really, really vital to not have all your money in one place. It makes sense to have multiple current accounts for a number of different reasons, but one of those is to ensure that if their app does go down, the online banking goes down, whatever happens, you can still access some cash, you can also do some banking. Now, obviously, it means you have to spread your money around within those, so ideally you might want to be going for one which has an interest rate. I talk about in my savings updates the best places for that, or it could well be that you've got savings in a different account and you can pay them into this other alternative current account when these things happen. So again, just a reminder, if you've only got one current account, try and get at least one more to kind of protect you if these things happen. And when they do, try to avoid banks which kind of share the same kind of digital ecosystem. So Lloyds and Halifax, for example, if one of their apps went down, it's very likely that the other one would as well. Also in the news was the details of yet more bank closures. Barclays, Halifax, Lloyds, Bank of Scotland, NatWest, Royal Bank of Scotland, Ulster Bank, all will be closing some branches in 2024. They've all announced in the last week a number of these. And you're looking at kind of a good 150 probably in total across those different chains closing in 2024. We've had obviously hundreds and hundreds of them close already in 2023 and 2022 and 2021 before that. If you want to find out if your bank is impacted, we have got articles over on the website with those different branches and the dates of when they'll close listed. So you can check that out and find out if you're going to be impacted. If you are, and it is a concern to you, obviously you can look to open up an account at a different branch near you, but sometimes that isn't even viable because there might be, this is the last one in town. But again, most of the time, I think we don't use branches, which is why they're closing, so hopefully it won't be an issue. But I do talk about reasons to have multiple accounts in case apps go down. I do like to always ensure that I've got at least one current account with the bank in town, just in case something does go wrong. I can go in and try and deal with stuff if I need to, or sometimes you need to pay in. It's very rare. Again, I can't think when I've had to do this, but we might have to pay in large amounts of money or withdraw large amounts of money. Again, having a branch there just makes those things that little bit easier. So I'd like to have a bank available to me. Talking of branches that might be closing down or at least changing their hours, another big one in the news was Metro Bank. Now, there was a while in kind of September, October when it was like, are they going to make it? Are they going to survive? Just last week, they did. A rescue package has gone through, so they will survive, have their money to go through. So they're going to continue trading. But what they have said after that rescue deal has come through is that they are going to not just have job cuts, but they're also going to be reviewing the opening hours of Metro branches. Now, one of the big things about Metro, one of the selling points for them, is that their branches have been open 7 days a week. I was in London last weekend on the Sunday, and I walked past and people in the Metro Bank having a meeting with someone doing some things. Really, really lovely idea. They're also open often later hours, in the evening after work. So you can go to the bank when you actually have time to go to the bank, things like that. But if you follow on what's been going on with those other banks or closing their branches, they're doing it because we're not using them. Obviously, for Metro, it's a big cost for them. So we will, at some point next year in 2024, they're likely to see reduced hours in terms of each day and number of days they are open. Anything else, when they do have more detail to that, I'll obviously let you know here in my monthly updates. I'm not going to go into detail here on the takeover. It's not really something that you and I really need to be too worried about. If you do have money in Metro, remember they are protected by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. And that means that if they were to go under, say with any bank which has this Financial Services Compensation Scheme protection, your money is protected. You will be okay. You won't lose it up to a limit of £85,000. So as long as you don't have more than 85k in any bank, I've got a whole separate video taking you through how that works, then you are going to be okay. The last thing I want to talk to you about is Curve. And again, not many of you are going to have one of the paid for versions of Curve because I've been recommending against it since they were launched. But some of you do like the idea. There's the black one, which is $9.99 a month, and there's the metal one at $17.99 a month. Now, one of the reasons you might have gone for one of these packaged accounts is because of the insurance, the free insurance, well, not free, you're paying for it, but the included travel insurance as part of those packages. However, Curve did send an email out again this week saying that from the 1st of January, that insurance will stop working. So the last day, 31st of December 2023, you'll be covered. After that, you will not. So if you've already got these and you've got a claim you need to make or in progress, then make sure you do it. And they will be honoured, anything that's happened up until that date. But after that, if you're going away, January, February, March, whatever it is, you might think you're protected because you've got this Curve stuff in place. You will not. You have to buy new travel insurance to cover your holidays in the future. And what's also I would say just is that if you are paying monthly for this Curve card, is to ensure that you cancel it. You either downgrade to the free version or you cancel it because those fees aren't changing. You'll still be paying $9.99 a month or $17.99 a month. And all they're doing, at least at this stage, is doubling the number of retailers you can earn cash back at. So on the black, that goes from 3 to 6. On the metal, it goes from 6 to 12. You get 1% cash back at retailers you select, which is all well and good, but it's not going to be anywhere near enough to cover those monthly fees. So watch out for that. I have put in, or the team has put in, a number of requests to the Curve press office. We can't get hold of them at all because what we want to try and find out is what does this mean for someone who's paid upfront for Curve? They might have got a bit of a discount and paid for a year of metal. Or if you're in the first 6 months of metal, there is a 60 quid-ish charge for cancelling early, basically to cover the cost of that metal card. So what's happened to these people? If they're not going to get the benefits they wanted, surely they should be allowed to cancel that and get a refund on that money. If they ever get back to us, we manage to find the information out anyway, I'll let you know on becloveryourcash.com and in the next update. This is the last one for this month. If a new switching deal comes along, I will obviously do a separate video as soon as it happens, so you've got those details. But my name is Andy Webb. Thank you so much for watching, and check out these videos here for more ways to get the most from your bank.